What's so funny? Or how about, actually... What about that? What's so funny?
Can you do the highest pitch, like?
It's,
That's the highest?
There's also... Not quite.
Okay, now I'm gonna be talking about the movie Stalker Origin. Now, this is the movie that I made March 25th on a Saturday, 2017. Okay, now I'm going to be sort of reading off a bit of the story and sort of talk a bit about how I made it. Now, of course, I used the same soundtrack from the other two Stalker movies, Stalker and Stalker the Beginning. Okay, and now here I'm going to sort of read off some of the story. John calls Rick. They decided to go to a haunted house. Then John walks into the haunted house without knowing the ghost is watching him. He leaves, and 1 hour later, Rick walks in, and the ghost is watching him from a window. Rick walks into a room inside the haunted house, and the ghost walks down the hallway. Alright? So the ghost is looking at Rick through an open door. Okay, so the ghost walks to Rick, and then Rick not knowing. Cuts to Rick leaving the haunted house, the ghost watching Rick from the deck. Okay, so then Rick asks John why he didn't meet him at the haunted house. Alright, so that's sort of like how it cuts from there, and then it goes to 4 days later, so that's sort of showing that it's 4 days later, and then Stalker the Beginning, the soundtrack, so that's like showing how the killer ends up murdering those two people in the story. And then it sort of ends there. Now, with this movie, the short film that I made, I decided for this one to take place sort of during the night because the other two were during the day. And I was thinking about doing like a scene where I show the stalker ghost person following one of the characters. It'd be cool, like, sort of showing it happen during the night. But I decided for that not to happen because it already... you see scenes where the stalker follows Rick and John in the other two movies, so I thought it'd be sort of repeating the same concept. Now, making this movie, I had fun, but I think looking back at it, there were some things that I wish I could have done differently, like how the whole origin showing how the stalker came to be, like, following them, I think was kind of rushed, but I sort of had a time limit for this because we were filming during the night, but during the day we have pretty much all the time we need, so it was kind of rushed, so we were sort of on a limit while making this movie, but I still had fun making it. But while making this movie, I used, for the camera I was using to film this movie, I used the flashlight on the camera, plus I had to use another flashlight for some scenes, and it was kind of hard. We had to go to, like, the street lights, so we could, like, have lights so you could see the characters, and it's kind of hard to filming during the night, like making a movie that takes place during the night. But because we were limited, we could only have, like, the light on the camera, and also the street lights, and also the flashlights that we had, so those were the only lights that we could use for filming during the night. But I would say making this movie was pretty fun, just as much as making the other two Stalker movies. But I wanted there to be some scenes, creepy moments in the movie, where the Stalker is just staring at the characters. I thought some of those would be cool, having them in the movie, just showing where the Stalker is staring at the people. Like, yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to have those to make it very creepy at times. But anyways, I guess that's about it. It's just sort of me talking about what I think, of how I made this movie. But anyways, I guess that's gonna be about it for this video, and that's gonna be it. So that's it. Bye.